thank you, Ranaji, for explaining to us stuff that I really don't understand, especially the zeros and the billions that he mentioned. If I sat down to count the zeros and the billions that I may make one day,
That will
I
be
think
007.
yeah, that's the only zero I understand. But thank you very much for hoping and believing. Apart from all that, I'll come down to that. First of all, congratulations to ASSOCHAM, nearly a 100-year-old organization, I'm made to understand, built up with a lot of perseverance, love, and of course, knowledge of different industries. And this year, I think they've dedicated themselves to create a white paper, as they call it, or nearly a coffee table book, because here it is, which kind of tells us the way forward for the media and the entertainment industry. So people in the media and entertainment, Boniji is here, Sunil, my friend, is here, and I'm sure some of the people I can't see, but most of the people in the film industry look forward to leaders in the industry, in the respective industries, like Dud Saab, like Mr. Rana Kapoor, to show us the way, show us the path, because sometimes creativity does overtake the business angle of it all, so we don't understand. So I thank ASSOCHAM, I thank everyone involved with this white paper and everyone who is here on stage, and all of you showing an interest in an industry which really does form a core, one of the core industries in India. You know, when we talk about Make in India, Made in India, we talk about the kind of stuff we do in this country somewhere, perhaps a little selfishly so or self-absorbedly so. I do feel the Indian film industry does stand for something very specifically and beautifully made in India. It does take us across borders, it tells people about our cultures, talks to them about our music, and somewhere down the line spreads the word of what India stands for in its own, sometimes mad, sometimes cool, sometimes colorful, and sometimes perhaps a little over the top way. So thank you very much for showing this interest. We all from the film industry, on behalf of being someone on stage, a very small part, little cog in the wheel of this great film industry that has been going on for the last 100 years. I thank you on behalf of the film industry for taking time out, all you leaders, to tell us what is the way forward. I've known Dud Saab for many years, his company for many years. Like he said, I'm family, I'm part of it, and I wish I did.
Owner of the company.
I wish I owned it, like he says, yeah. I wouldn't have to work so hard. And yes, perhaps we do work for pittances, we do work small time, perhaps we do things which are not as big as these wonderful businessmen who see the world from a different eye point than we do. But we will learn from this. So thank you very much. Thank you for introducing me to the concept of dice, as Rana Kapoorji said. Dice, right? Yeah. He says this, yeah, this is cool, so I understand. This I understand. Dice, I understand in my own way. I just want...
Dice needs to be elaborated.
I'll elaborate, yeah. I like girls to call me darling. D is for that. I want to be interesting to girls. C, I want to be really the coolest guy for girls. And E, I should have eyes so I can pataw any girl that I want. That's the dice I understand. And inshallah, one day this dice will make me on the billions that you're talking about. But thank you very much for having me over, and thank you everyone for attending this function.
As Mr. Rana Kapoor said, you have that potential, you have that capability, but then I think so you are just 10% you exploited yourself, in fact. What have you to say about this thing, and how much seriously are you going to take this thing?
Please exploit me. All the ladies of the world, come forth and exploit me. I'm waiting to be exploited. I have 90% more to give. See, I try my best. Like I said, I have limited understanding of businesses, and I am not ashamed to accept that. The visionaries like Mr. Rana Kapoor, they do understand businesses internationally more than I can. And I would like to remain in the creative space, but yes, whenever I get the opportunity with Mr. Kapoor, I spend time, try to understand, figure out how I can take the business of Indian cinema forward in our small ways. I think Boniji does that. All of us try our best. And if we don't have leaders like this telling us how to do it, we won't be able to do it. But I hope, yeah, that there is genuinely space for Indian film industry to the extent of 90% to take itself forward and rule the world. Not just me or Red Chillies or XYZ company. I think film industry as a whole in India, I think has a space to take itself 97% forward. And inshallah, in our lifetime, we'll be able to see that.
Sir,